first of all. This is the biggest port in Britain by quite a long way, and this disruption will have an impact.
It will. I mean, global supply chains, British supply chains, hauliers and so on, we're just getting back in the saddle, if you like, after the huge disruption of lockdown. It's taken well over a year for the global economy to start firing again on all cylinders. And then our biggest port, as you say, Felixstowe, where about 50% of freight coming in and out of the UK via sea goes through that port in Suffolk, an astonishing number. 1,900 Unite workers have voted by 9-1 to take industrial action. They came out on Sunday. They're going to stay out for 8 days. Unite is, of course, the amalgamation of the old T&G union, Transport General Workers and Amicus.
And this is over paying conditions.
It's over paying conditions. The union appeared on GBNews this morning and on my show On the Money at 1 p.m. They aren't taking any prisoners, so to speak. They're saying, look, if we don't get what we want, they want a 10% pay rise. The company that owns Felixstowe, the parent company is called CK Hutchison, that owns ports around the world. They've offered 7% and a 500 quid one-off payment. There are still about 500 workers working at Felixstowe, mainly on the admin side. They've taken the money on the table. But the people, as you say, the stevedores, the crane drivers, the people doing most of the physical grunt work, if you like, highly skilled in some cases, they're earning about 45 grand each on average, not too shabby. They are determined to get that 10% pay rise.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was listening to the chief executive of the company yesterday saying we are a successful company. That's why we pay people above, actually, what the average is in that industry. But at the same time, clearly workers see inflation running away. Is there any way that this strike action be mitigated using other ports, Ellesmere Port, for example, elsewhere?
So, look, in some senses, Darren, you know, we don't trade as much in goods as we used to. So Felixstowe is barely in the top 10 ports in Europe, right? And Southampton is the 14th biggest port in Europe. Southampton's our second biggest port. It could take some of the some of the goods coming in from Felixstowe during this stoppage. But in general, we don't trade that much in goods and services anymore. You know, we don't have a port in the top 50 in the world, because most of those are in Asia.
China,
China in particular. But having said that, Felixstowe is still really important. If you're you know, a car manufacturer in the Midlands and you need components from the European Union or elsewhere, they're probably going to come through Felixstowe. If you're a retailer, and this is really why I think the unions have timed it now, we're about to come into our most busy retail period with the November Black Friday and Christmas, and retailers around the country, they use sort of late August, September to stock up to get themselves ready. That's going to be much harder. Southampton can take some of the slack if it is just 8 days, and other ports too. But if it goes beyond 8 days, and the unions are sounding really resolute, or, here's the clincher, if other ports then come out in sympathy with dockers, you know, sympathy striking, to use, God, that's not 1970s phrase, then it could be really, really difficult at a time when the UK economy is already weak, already trying to fend off recession. This gives the union a lot of power.